welcome to podcast number 1. This is my podcast voice, and this is a podcast.
That's really cool.
So, as you can see, the set's a little different than normal. We are recording on multiple cameras. That is really cool. And we have a new graphic and a new name, which is also pretty interesting.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I wanted to change it from Valspyrecast. I wanted a separate thing, and I thought Hello Stranger kind of fit it perfectly because I'm always talking to strangers, bringing strangers on the podcast and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's really nice. We just moved into our new apartment, and we kind of got a studio going. We're still working on it. It's in the works, but it's coming together pretty nicely. And, yeah, so I'm here with my new roommates. You want to introduce your guys' selves?
I'm Matt. I'm from Alabama.
Oh my
and
god.
Something funny about that. It's one of the best states.
A lot of cousins there.
I don't know, dude. Alabama kind of shit. Not gonna lie.
Okay, top 50 states in the United States.
Can't argue that, I
Fair
guess.
I met Aiden some months back in Athens. I was his neighbor. They were skating. I said hello.
Yeet.
We met.
And then 4 months later, he moved it to Florida with me. So that's a thing.
And now we're here.
Now we're here.
We're living. I'm Chase. I met Aiden 2 years ago, and I've been living with Braden for 6 months. That's it.
Should I bring up the topic?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Wait, hold on. We'll get into it in a second.
Okay.
As Chase said, I'm Braden. Y'all might know me from the vlog. I've been in a couple times. Met Aiden 2 years ago during the 30-day road trip with strangers. And yeah, that's my bit.
We've just been best friends ever since, basically.
Yeah.
Simpy.
But, okay.
Okay.
Messed up.
That's kind of
Listen.
fucked up.
Listen, I want to get into a topic because since we've been living together for the past week, we haven't really talked about it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what about the perfect time to bring it up on the podcast in front of a live studio audience? So
Just some old beef, some old tea.
let's
Big
talk about
tea.
this.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I'm not gonna say exactly when, I was dating this girl. Let's call her Jessica. So I was dating Jessica, and this fellow over here, Chase, was hitting on my girlfriend at the time.
It's not true.
I mean, that's what I heard from her, is that Chase was hitting on her, and it's a weird story. And I mean, I don't know. Tell me about it, Chase. What made you want to hit on my girlfriend?
I didn't.
Well, ex-girlfriend, not dating anymore. But
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, because I feel like we never talked about it as much from my perspective. You know, it was more one-sided, and at that point, I just wanted to back off to just like, I didn't want to like mess like your guys' thing up, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so to like go back, long time ago when this happened, we all went on a trip together, somewhere, and we all became like good friends.
Well, okay, let me go back a little bit. So you hit me up, and
Yeah.
you were from Chicago. You watched my YouTube videos,
Yeah.
right? So we hung out once beforehand. You drove to Georgia and we hung out, which was cool. And then I invited you. I think we were planning a trip.
Yeah, we kind of set it up together.
Yeah,
me and you.
we did set up together. It was not supposed to. Jessica wasn't supposed to come. I mean, cut it. Jessica wasn't supposed to come on the trip originally.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we didn't want her to come, but like
No.
it was a
it was like
thing.
a boys trip type thing. You know, it was us two, and then my buddy Nate was planning on coming.
Yeah.
He did come, and then we're just like, oh yeah, they want to come, like they can, like it's cool.
Yeah, and so I mean, it was a good time, but like after that is when
after that is when kind of shit hit the fan.
The whole mess happened.
So starting with that whole little trip, it was a good time. We all had a lot of fun, and we became good friends after. We had like a group chat with all of us, and then I was texting you, and then I was texting Jessica. Like we were all playing Balloons Tower Defense, and like random just little games together. Like it was fun. And then out of nowhere, kind of, I can't remember how long after it was. Maybe like a few weeks or like a month or so after. She texted me and was like, "Hey, so I have like a question. Like, need your advice." I was like, "Okay, like what's up?" And she said, "Well, it's for a friend, and this friend is dating this guy, but she met his friend, and they kind of click really well, and she thinks she might like him, but she doesn't know what to do. Her situation with her boyfriend isn't like the greatest, so she's not sure what to do. What would you do?" I was like, well, I don't know. Like, initially, I was thinking that she was talking about you guys, because no one's just like, I have this friend.
Yeah, that's some, like, middle school type shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought. I
But,
was like, are we
yeah,
in high school?
Again, if that's, like, true, that shit fucking... That shit actually hurts a lot. And, like,
Yeah. And so from that point, I was just like, well, obviously, respect the relationship. Like, if whoever this is not feeling it, they should, like, talk to their boyfriend, you know, and not do anything behind their back that would hurt them. And after that, I was just like, I don't know if this is her or not. So I was like, also, I don't know who this person is, so I can't really give, like,
solid
the best advice.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just say probably, obviously, like, do what makes them happy, but, you know, be respectful about it. And then the follow-up text from her was, well, what if you do know this person? And I was just like...
I mean, that implies...
That implied to me that it was her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was just like, holy shit. And at that point, I was like texting my friends, because I was like, I sent them the screenshots, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And like, I wanted to just like ask right away, but I didn't want to like cause any drama between you guys and make things weird. So I was kind of just like, okay, well, I'm gonna write this out a little bit and see like if she tells me like it's about them, because at that point I'll take it to Aiden, because I didn't want to just initially assume and like bring things to you and then like cause drama, because like we had all just become like kind of like closer friends. So at that point I was like, I don't want to like mess that up, you know, and I don't want to mess up their relationship, you know, and like cause any stress on that.
They want to start shit that didn't need to happen.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, I wanted like a concise answer, but I didn't like also want to like give off like a weird vibe, which I probably should have just asked right away. Like I think that probably would have been the best if I would have just been like, can you tell me who you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, like from my perspective, from what this person told me was that you were flirting with her a lot, and she went about it and was trying to figure out if you liked her or not. And that was what she told me. I can't vouch for her. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. But like from your perspective, it seems like that's weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up, honestly.
That's how I took it. And I think like the conversations that her and I had before that, and even like before the trip, was very similar to like how we talked, you know, very like a lot of banter and just like talking shit type thing, which I don't know if she thought that was, but you know, the only reason I did that was because she started talking to me that way. So I was like, oh, like it's cool, like we're all just homies. I mean, like that's how I would talk to my friends.
Yeah, because we were all pretty close.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that shit, it kind of hurts. I mean, even at the time, like, I mean, I was freaking out about it because that was the one time in a relationship where I was like, oh, I feel like she's might be doing something behind my back. And that was maybe a year and a half into the relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more than that. I think we had broken up like 4 or 5 months later. So I guess that was probably around the start of when stuff started going downhill a little bit more. But like, I mean, I didn't know your perspective at all, but like hearing it kind of hurts, like low key.
Like, I'm sorry, dude.
Like I know.
I don't want to hurt you, but like I do want to like clear my name and like tell you my perspective as well.
I just looking at it like if I knew this information, because I'm just a very loyal person, and if someone's unloyal to me, I will cut someone out of my life. I don't know if that's like a good thing about me or not, or if it's a bad thing. But like, again, if someone screwed me over, if someone's talking behind my back, it's like, or if someone cheats on me, or even like, I don't know, like anything like that gives me that impression. It's just like, okay, you're done. Like, I'm not going to hold a grudge. I'm not going to hate against you. I'm not going to tell everyone in the world, you know, fuck you. I mean, may have done that in high school when I was like younger, but now it's like, there's no point in holding a grudge.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, man. I would have just cut it off with her. If that was the case. I mean, that's pretty messed up, man. Yeah. Like, that shit hurts. Like, actually, because, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm a really, I keep repeating myself. But like,
yeah, to be like completely honest, I don't know if she was like, I don't even know who she was talking about to this day. Probably will never know. But like at the same time, like I feel like it's just got to the point where it's like, I think we were both like thinking that the other person was doing what we thought they were doing.
That was basically what she was telling
me. I think
me.
That's what it got to later on.
She was fishing for you to be like, yeah, I like you, I think. And that's what she told me. Because
and I was fishing
she was
for
like,
that
yeah,
too.
I'm going to cut him off if that's true because it's weird. That's what she tells me.
Yeah.
And I remember I was freaking out on the phone. I actually remember I was specifically at work when it was happening, because she was like, I have something to tell you, and I was like, what? So I started to freak out at work, because when the girl tells you, hey, I have something to tell you, that's when you start freaking out. So I like walked into the back and I called her, and she's like, I'll tell you after work. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, can you just tell me? Like, you can't just tell me that while I'm at work. I have to be here for the next 5 hours. I can't focus on anything. That's the only thing going to be on my mind.
Yeah.
And so then she told me, and then she sent me all the texts, and she's like, I think Chase likes me. Like, I'm really uncomfortable and all this stuff. And then put all the blame on you, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like, basically like, yeah, I was trying to like figure out if he liked me, and I was kind of like flirting with him for that fact, and like, it's just
like
that's what I remember. Again, this
situation.
happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I could be remembering things wrong, and like I don't want to like completely destroy this person.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the goal of this. I really just wanted to talk to you like about it, because I feel like it's something that's like, it's kind of like this looming thing. It's not a problem whatsoever,
right.
but also part of me is like, that's the dude that hit on my girlfriend.
And it's good to clear the air, especially since we're all living together.
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
so
we're all
it's
living
like,
together now.
No, I've had like a lot of anxiety about it the past couple of days, especially since, because you brought it up when we had drank a little bit.
Yeah, that was a joke though. I wasn't serious.
At that point, like, I felt like just complete like garbage like the next few days, because I was like, oh man, like he hates me, and like now we're living together.
Okay, well, I don't want that I don't want that to be the case. I brought it up as a joke, because I was like, oh, this happened like 2 years ago. Like, it's water under the bridge. That's how I see it. Like, it's really not a big deal. But
and like,
again, we probably should clear the air.
Right. And said person like messaged me like I think like a year or so after this all happened, like almost a year ago, and was like, hey, like, sorry about everything. I was like, yeah, like, I'm sorry too. It was just like a big misunderstanding. And then they followed up saying something like along the lines of, did you like actually like me? Like, can you tell me or whatever? And I was like, she's still like trying to fish for this. And I was like, no, like, you're super nice, and like I really liked where we are at as like friends, and I thought you were like a really cool friend. But like, there was no chance of anything like happening just because of like my respect for Aiden and like our friendship. And then like it was squished, and when we were like, civil or like chill, whatever, like from that point.
Yeah.
So we had like squashed everything.
Yeah, we squashed
and
it.
I never had a chance to really do it with you.
I mean, we didn't talk about it after that.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it at all.
Because...
But like, we were still, I mean, we followed each other. It's not like we blocked each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, the point that day we had that conversation about it, I was sitting in class like anxious. I was like, man, like, I don't want to like ruin their relationship, especially because I was just trying to like help.
I wish you did.
Like, I mean,
like, I wish I knew. Like,
yeah.
Because like, I would have been out of there. I'm sorry. I'm not saying like I wish you ruined my relationship. But I wish I knew your side of things more, because, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Like, I sent you the screenshots as well, and but it's like, at that point in the conversation after all that stuff, you were kind of like, I don't know what to believe, and I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna give you space, and like, because I didn't want to like.
I was really close to breaking up with her.
Yeah, I didn't want to like.
I was very close to being like, yo, fuck this, but without like definitive 100% proof, it's really hard for me to do that.
Yeah, it's so hard.
It's hard for me to like mistrust someone, because I mean, you don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe these things.
Well, you don't want to like not trust your partners.
That too. It's like it's so hard to not do it. But then even last time I did that, I mean, I got cheated on before that. Another relationship. It sucks. And this is why now I've just been single for the past like 2 years almost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the only reason, but that's
probably because he's ugly. He's super ugly.
I am really ugly too. That's another reason. No, the main reason is like I don't know, man. It's scary. I've just been terrified to get back into the relationship. I'm just waiting for like someone like that I could really, I don't know. I want to be friends with someone for a really long time.
Yeah.
And like that's it, and just like see how they are, and I don't know. I'm just really picky with it. Like relationships are so scary to me. It's like the scariest thing. 'Cause that hurt feeling, like lasts for so long. Oh,
for sure.
And especially after getting cheated on, like I've been cheated on before, like that hurts.
Oh, it sucks.
Worse, you know what I mean? It sucks.
Like there's like polls and stuff saying that most people would rather feel like physical pain than like emotional pain, because like there's really nothing you can do about it other than just like let it hurt for like
that's what it is. It's like
a long period of time.
Eventually will kind of fix it, but like even then, like dude, I was having nightmares for a whole year after the fact.
Yeah.
Like it sucks.
yeah, I've been there.
And like I don't know, man. It's whatever. Love kind of sucks sometimes.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn, and it like slowly eventually starts to go away, and you distract yourself with things. I mean, I went through that stage where I was you know, trying to go on as many dates as possible after the, you know, breakup. I'm sure, like, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
You've done stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if you've experienced stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't go on dates.
Okay. Have you experienced that?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
Chase hasn't done that.
no, I was just like trying to meet people
Yeah.
to like fill that void almost.
Mm.
But like I just realized it doesn't, so I just stopped.
Mm.
And like I'm just like my main focus is just like making genuine friendships with people and just like not really focusing on a romantic anything whatsoever because that shit's scary.
Yeah. I remember like at that point in my life, I had just gotten out of a relationship like a few months before. That was my longest relationship at that point and the most serious. And it had been the one that I like got cheated on. So I was just like, I like had this huge like fear of like commitment at that point.
Yeah.
So I would like start seeing somebody or like we would hang out a couple times and then it would get to a point where it would start to kind of get serious, you know, like like the what are we that kind of conversations. And I would just like, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but just like pick out the tiniest little things that they do and then it's just like, oh, that's so annoying, like the red flag, and then just like kind of just like make up excuses to kind of like pull myself away.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, no, I've definitely like been through that point where I've just been like trying to fill stuff but realizing like I'm not ready to do that, you know?
I have not felt that like that falling in love feeling like since like since that one person that I was like deeply in love with.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But like I don't know, because sometimes like, oh fuck, will I ever feel that again? I mean, probably.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I think I will. I think I'll find someone that I actually really love. But it's just, you know, time will tell, I guess. And it's just like, I'm not gonna focus on that.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna focus on, you know, being friends with my, you know, like my actual friends or whatever, and just making genuine connections with people until eventually I find that person that I really love. Anyways.
I can't relate. I'm just a simp.
The viewers all know what a simp is. Should we explain?
Look it up. I don't.
It's, okay. Anyways, should we move on to a new topic? I feel like we talked about that for a while.
So, should we talk about moving? I mean, I guess we kind of touched on that.
Yeah, I mean, we could expand on it. We just moved in together as a unit. We're kind of working together as a crew, I guess I would say. We all do film, which is really dope. And like, I don't know. What are the goals? What are your guys' goals? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Like living here.
We're all looking at you, Matt.
I don't know. I just want to, I guess, you know, put my work out there. Create as much as I can. I have a bunch of ideas, and I just, you know, want to get it out there. See where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Well, I wanted to get like the team together and hopefully expand on the whole like the Valspire family, like make it a group type thing, and have, you know, you guys like we all help each other out, and then, you know, expand on our own creative things too, and then I help you guys out, and then it's just a nice little thing of helping each other out and
Nice
film.
little synergy going on.
Yeah, I think we're all interested in the same thing, which is really cool.
I know for me, like, I'm really interested in helping this brand grow, because I know, like, Aiden's stuff, it changed me, so I want to help bring that to more people.
Oh, that's wholesome.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so, you know, I don't know, the brand helped me, so I want to help, you know, like, make it better and do things with it, so helping this simp out, and then...
How did it help you?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Is that too deep of a question?
No, that's
We're
gonna
getting
get...
deep already.
That's gonna get on a whole different tangent, but like it changed my outlook on life, and you know I started doing things differently, and it worked out for the better. But you know I want to help. I'm fucking repeating myself now. You know, expand it, do cool things, and at the same time I want to build my own brand and like make dope content and do some cool stuff.
We're all just like creative people trying to create things and live life interesting. I think we all share a pretty similar viewpoint on that. I think that's why having this team together, I think, is perfect. But it's only a weekend, so we'll see. Maybe we'll all hate each other in like 3 weeks. Just kidding. I don't think so.
Unless, I mean...
I don't think we've had a single problem living together for the past week. And me and Brayden share a room.
But we're also like very close, so it's like I don't know. We know each other's like.
I think.
Tips,
and we all four share one bathroom.
We all four share the same bed.
Yeah, some nights we all just sleep in Chase's bed.
We all sleep in Chase's bed. We do, boy cuddles, you know,
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Strictly hetero.
Group cuddles and group kisses.
Group
Okay,
baths.
we don't do that.
Group baths, save water, you know how it is.
Chase gave me a foot massage the other night.
With my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cut that? I mean, shoot.
Not that's
Just
staying
a
in.
prank?
Nope, 100% factual.
I think something other than just the content that like I'm excited about is just like, kind of connecting more as like a group, and then like you kind of touched on that we are all kind of like-minded and in like a more creative sense, and then as well I feel like we just like even just like hanging out around, like we like have good banter and like we joke around really well and like it's fun. I know like last semester I had a crap ton of anxiety and stuff, and like it was just a hard situation, and our apartment was not the best. We can talk about that later.
Well, no, I mean, we just brought it up. So like Chase mentioned earlier, we've been living with each other for like 6 months, and it's like we talked every now and then, but our apartment was like really shitty.
It was
So-
so
Oh, it
bad.
was so bad.
Yeah,
It was
no,
so ugly.
and like the only
I walked in, I threw up. I was like,
actually you walked in and you got silly stringed, but
okay, that is also true. That's actually what happened.
I don't know. It was just like the living room wasn't like a cool place to hang
Yeah.
out, so it's just like we were always in our rooms,
Mhm.
and like we'd go out and hang out sometimes.
Yeah, we would do stuff. It wasn't like we were just like never like haven't talked to him in 6 months.
Yeah.
Like we would hang out and we would like talk we would just stand
There's,
around
like-
and talk sometimes.
Yeah, no. Whenever we talked, it'd be for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like we just come out and like catch up for 2 hours, because like I'd be on set a lot. I mean, I'm still busy. This past week's been pretty slow, but I don't know. I'm relatively busy. Our school is just our
It's
schedules
kind
get
of
pretty
crazy, yeah.
insane.
Dude,
So
I have this. Well, okay. What if we do we do something on the podcast, because we're doing this weekly, like the problem corner, where we for like 5 minutes we all talk about the problems we have being roommates with each other, if we have problems every week, and dissolve them on the podcast.
It's probably a good idea.
this is a great idea.
I mean,
That's either healthy or unhealthy. I'm not sure.
I mean, there's a point where it goes from like, hey man, like you could do this better to you fucking suck.
I don't think it would ever get like that.
There's
though.
like no, I think we would all, I mean, I feel like we'd all take it well and we'd be like, oh yeah, like it's like a chance to grow and be
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I mean-
I want to be the best roommate.
Realistically, me and Braden, I think we share a room, so like if there was to be problems, it would probably be between me and Braden. But also, we went on a month-long road trip together, and we never really had problems with each
I
other.
basically lived with you for like 3
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah, you
over
lived
the
with me
holiday.
over winter break for like 3 weeks, and you were in an
Yeah.
air mattress like 5 feet away from me for 3 weeks, and like
I don't know.
I don't think we've
I think
ever
we're
had a
just
single
both
problem.
really laid back, and I don't think it'd be ever become like an issue.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're both like cool enough just to come up and be like, hey, do that.
Yeah, I
differently,"
mean,
or like
yeah.
Yeah.
fix that.
I think we're close enough that we can be completely honest with each other about everything. Like
Yeah.
if we don't like something, it's like, hey, like, I mean, I don't think it's a problem. Like again, though, we don't usually argue about stuff. It's usually like we just suggest different ideas to each other until we compromise on something, and I feel like that's the perfect synergy.
It's like, dude, I
That's
love you
sweet
as a
spot.
homie, but like you gotta stop sniffing my underwear, dude. Like, it's really weird. Like,
It smells so good though.
you fucking simp. It's kind of nasty.
But yeah, I don't know. I like the apartment. Florida is interesting. Yeah, we just moved on to Florida. I don't even know if we mentioned Florida. We're in Orlando.
Our address is
Dude, the craziest thing. We had a bunch of kids come up to our window the other day, and they're like, "Are you a YouTuber?"
like these like.
And then we
probably,
had
like,
them again
elementary school
today
kids.
when we got back from the pool.
Yeah, and again
Was
today,
it
I
the
guess.
same kids?
No, those are
No.
different kids. So I think the word's getting
The
around that
word's
we're a
spreading to the neighbor
YouTuber.
kids.
Or that, yeah, we do YouTube. So like literally, because we have this big window, like glass door, and we're on the lowest floor, and these kids are always running by. So like they literally like stood outside. And we're all staring at us through the window, and I was like, "What?" So I ran and grabbed a Nerf gun, and I was like,
Yeah, no.
"What do you guys want?"
No, like best way to introduce yourself to fucking kids, right? Opens up the window with a Nerf gun, and he's pointing this Nerf gun at them the entire time. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?"
I was like, "You guys want to have a Nerf?" Well, I want to do a Nerf war. I
Yeah.
wanted to like start a Nerf war with these kids. That was my initial goal. I wasn't like trying to threaten them, like, "Hey, get off our property."
No, but it's funny because that kid's gonna go home to his mom and be like, "Mom, I met a YouTuber today, and he pointed a gun at me."
Well,
Great.
the one kid I was like, "You guys want to do Nerf War sometimes? That'd be fun." And the kid's like, "I don't like Nerf. I like going on adventures." I was like, "I like adventuring too, but I also like Nerf guns. They're pretty cool." And then I was like, "Can't believe you don't like Nerf guns." Kind of sad.
That's like weird because like I know. I mean,
They just
when
play
we were all
Fortnite now.
kids, that's facts. They got Fortnite Nerf guns though.
You're right.
You know what? I think it's cool though. The kids were like running outside and playing, which
Yes.
is I feel like
you don't
that's
see that much anymore.
yeah.
Mhm.
At least in my old neighborhood, it's like everyone. We're in a pretty big neighborhood. I never saw people outside, and so I was like, I don't know, man. I guess all the kids playing Fortnite, unless there's no kids. I don't know. In that entire neighborhood, it's a pretty big neighborhood though. Let's move on to a new topic. You guys want to talk about Valentine's Day?
With the boys.
Boys Day. Okay, so originally I had this idea. Well, we can talk about my original idea. I wanted to go ask strangers to marry me, and then go take them thrift shopping and buy them like a dress, and then do this whole setup and like actually get married to them, and then go on our mini honeymoon somewhere like to the beach. Like I had this whole plan idea, but
Also, side note for that idea, I found out you can get certified as a reverend for $25. I was literally, if we were gonna do that, I was gonna go online and get my reverend certification just for that.
dude, we might still have to shoot this video eventually because I think it's kind of a funny concept. I just need to figure out a way to do it where it's not like the cringiest thing in the entire world, because I feel like me asking girls to marry them is really cringy.
Kind of simpy.
Okay, super simpy too.
That's a little sus. I don't know how many girls are gonna be like, yeah.
Dude, but one yes.
One
they
yes
get,
is
they
all it
get a
takes.
dope dress
Mm.
and they get a nice date, and they don't got paid for anything because I am a gentleman. Just kidding, they're paying for the entire thing.
Oh my god. Kind of fucked up.
But what was I saying? So yeah, so that idea I was like maybe not. What if instead I went to campus with just a big sign looking for a Valentine's Day? And then Brayden was like, what if we all did it? And then we all try to get a date and then like do like a group date tomorrow. I was like, that's a good idea. Let's do it. So like we made these signs.
And we're really good.
They were really good.
good signs.
Professional grade.
Does everyone want to read their sign?
I mean, yeah, my sign was the worst. It was just like, it was very straightforward. Like, hey, if you want a Valentine's Day, it could be me. I forget what it said. And then it was just like, I swear I'm not desperate.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I want Matt to tell after he explained his, tell about the guy that walked by like as we were getting there to set up. Because that was like the funniest moment to me.
What happened?
All right, so I had two. I mean, they were pretty simple.
Do you remember? I remember yours.
Oh, one was just me, you, pizza on you, this Valentine's. And then the second one was,
Ask me if I have a Valentine.
yeah, ask me if I have a Valentine's date. And then, so what Chase was talking about, we were walking by to the place where we were going to set up. And this guy just walks by me. He goes, do you have a Valentine's date? And I was just so confused and so caught off guard. I was like, why did he ask me that?
And he's just like walking there holding a sign that says ask me about a Valentine's
He
Day.
read my sign. And then I was like, oh, yeah, no. Never had one.
Completely forgot the bit before we even started the
Entire
bit.
Forgot my
I
own
like
bit.
was rolling. That was so funny.
Oh,
Well, I think, Chase, your sign got like the most attraction.
Most attention.
probably. Most
'Cause I was,
attention,
Holding it around like I really wanted to.
yeah, the higher you hold the sign, the more attention.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it's also really good.
Yeah, my sign said, be my Minecraft girlfriend. And I made a little Minecraft heart and a diamond pickaxe in each corner. And one girl said it was cute, but she kept walking. Yeah. She didn't want to. Probably didn't play Minecraft. I had a few guys say, I'll be your Minecraft girlfriend.
Yeah,
but
only dudes.
Only dudes were
Yeah.
simping over the Minecraft bit.
Oh, no. My sign, I just did, what was it? Oh, it was, haha, be my Valentine, JK, unless. I did that. And then on the back, we have an inside joke that, like, whenever we match with girls on Tinder, sometimes we just ask them, ask me if I'm a tree.
You want to reenact the bit real quick?
Yeah, here, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. Ask me if I'm a tree.
Okay, are you a tree?
No, that's fucking stupid.
Okay, what the hell?
You don't have to be so toxic. You can just cut off
Toxic.
after no.
Honestly, you probably have a small dick too, huh?
Oh my god.
I'm unmatching right now.
What the fuck?
Fuck you.
Okay, that's never happened once.
Every time, honestly.
But yeah, I had a girl ask me if I was a tree. I told her no.
And then she was confused.
She
She was just really
She's
confused.
like, why would you ask that?
That was it. And then she kept walking, and I was like, "You've ruined all our chances, Brayden. We could have maybe got a Valentine's."
Nah, dude, I thought it went really well.
Every time I've used that, after I say the no, I don't get a response.
I used it once, and I had like a whole ass conversation with a girl.
You gotta
Yeah.
use it on the right person. You gotta like really read the situation.
Well, okay, so we did all that, and we were probably out there for like a good maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and we didn't really get anything at all. None of us got a single girl. Okay, the craziest part is most of the girls stare at you like you're fucking crazy, or they look away, or they like.
They look angry.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like. Am I sexually harassing someone or something? That's how I feel, because people are so pissed at me, and I feel bad that I'm holding a sign that asks people to be my Valentine. But it's pretty wholesome. I feel like, realistically.
Oh yeah, it was super wholesome.
And like most of the guys thought it was funny. A lot of the dudes,
Mhm.
or they were taking pictures of us, like these fucking
It was
simps over
funny
here. But
because we were standing on this like patch of grass with like kind of trails that looped around it. We were on like the main trail to like get onto the campus or to get into the library. Literally, people would go around us like to avoid us. Like they saw us with the signs, they saw the cameras. They literally would just like take the long route just to not have to talk to us.
They were not having it.
Yeah.
They really were not.
Yeah, before we set up, the path is like the most used.
Yeah, that's
and
how we
then we
picked it.
set up.
yeah, and then there's like no people patches of like 5 minutes where like no one would walk through, and you would see the people look at us and then go around. I'm like, look at those people. Hey guys, and they're just like.
But most of the only people who walked by were people that were on their phones and didn't realize, and then they looked up and they were like, sorry.
Yeah. Dude, that was the most awkward experience like ever. But I feel like embarrassing yourself actually like helps you in some weird way,
Yeah.
like as a human. Because I feel like, I don't know, the more you embarrass yourself, the more you are yourself. Like then the less you feel pressure of acting a certain way, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you could be yourself completely around anyone you want to be.
Right. No, I feel like we have like this just sense of like fear of like this thing that like of embarrassing ourselves, that we're gonna look so dumb and that everyone around is gonna be like, you're so dumb. But like in reality, like if you get to that point and just like laugh at yourself and just like move on, like you realize like there's nothing to fear. So like the next time it happens, like you go out of your comfort zone a little bit more.
That's what I mean. It's like, what does it even really matter if someone's judging you and like, oh, that dude's weird. It
It's
doesn't
like-
do anything.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean anything. And I know that's like a fear or like
Mhm.
an awkward thing most people feel.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I feel like you gotta work it out. Like
Yeah, you
until
do.
like, it slowly chips down. You know.
Oh, I feel like at the same time, it's like half the people we saw that day, we will never see again. So what
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hell does it matter?
What does it
Right?
matter?
Like, we're just able to laugh it off and laugh at ourselves for being stupid.
I mean, that's my
It's a good
viewpoint on
time.
it. We're not hurting anyone. It's like it's really harmless, completely.
We weren't being
harmless.
like, sexual or anything like that. It were just literally just the most wholesome
Yeah.
signs. Like
Unless being Minecraft girlfriend might be a little sexual.
your disclaimer does not mean anything sexual.
No, I'm pretty sure I remember you saying, "Hey, we could put our Minecraft beds next to each other."
I said that to-
maybe one person.
to a guy who already said he would be my Minecraft girlfriend.
Sexual harassment.
Not-
Oh.
Yo, I think
Just
he was
kidding.
Canceled.
He consented.
No,
dude.
that was definitely
Consent is
consensual.
badass.
Consent is really badass.
Yo, can we get a whip and a dab for consent?
Wait, actually, can we get a renegade for consent?
And that's all.
Okay, Matt doesn't like consent. That's really
Matt's
messed
about
up.
to-
Okay, shut up.
It's messed up, Matt.
Damn, Matt.
This is a
hates
bad bit. We're
consent.
gonna be exposed. We need to stop.
This is a joke.
This
I
is-
repeat,
this
this
is
is
a
a
joke.
joke.
Don't take it out of context.
Consent is good.
Consent's fun.
Always get it.
Sometimes. I mean, all the
Oh
time.
my
I'm
God.
just kidding. Okay. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So the Valentine. We didn't really get any Valentines, so we decided, what if we had a boys' day
With the boys.
with the boys?
That was bad.
We were trying to do a boys' day basically where all of us guys just hang out on Valentine's Day and just do a bunch of bro things. So, what did we do? I mean, we did a couple things.
we made pancakes.
We made pancakes. I made
Well,
heart-shaped pancakes
Aiden made
for
pancakes.
everyone. Chase had the biggest heart, obviously, because
It was a really weird looking
it
heart.
was weird looking, but that's just because I messed
I think
it
it was
up.
because you had the biggest heart on for me.
Definitely was not in the shape of anything that boys have.
It just looked very phallic, dude. I don't know, man.
Okay, don't
Um,
use big words. It confuses me.
Dude, we did that. Oh, then the ice cream truck came by, so we sprinted down the street full speed, 4 grown adults at the ice cream truck because we really wanted ice cream.
And then this guy named Ghost paid for us all.
This sounds like a weird fever dream. This dude, he's like, yo, I'm Ghost. You guys arrived at the right time because I'm buying you all ice cream. And we're like, yes,
He
dude.
pulls out a stack of hundreds like this big. I was just like, my eyes shot up and was like, yo, are we gonna get arrested for using his drug money?
Dude, this dude was like, yo, I make $3,000 a day. I don't even care. I was like, you could buy the ice cream truck, man. I was like, you want to invest in Valspire? That was so weird. So yeah, we all got ice cream and that was really cool. And then we went swimming. We had a Nerf war, and then
Played Mario Party.
we played a lot of Mario Party. We just hung
That's
out
good.
with the boys.
With the boys.
Boys' Day is just a fun time.
With the boys.
I recommend doing Boys' Days. Even if you're a girl, you can have a Boys' Day. No, you can't.
Can't do it.
Yeah, can't do it.
Just kidding.
Unless no.
Unless.
Yo, also I'm like, it's cool that we're all like single, but like not like, and like I don't know, because I am the one that like just got out of a relationship like not too long ago, and like I'm glad that we're all on like the same page and like we're all able to do like fun like stupid stuff like
Yeah.
find like random Valentines and just like simp over.
Yeah, we don't really have to
I
stress.
would never simp.
It's
ever,
just
not
like
once.
fun. It's like super funny.
We just like mess around on Tinder sometimes
Yeah.
and like just hang out. Like
The amount of times
nothing
we
ever
sit
serious, but
in the living room and just swipe on Tinder and then like
While we're watching Love Island,
while watching Love Island, eating Zaxby's and swiping on Tinder.
it's a whole like process,
It's really a vibe. Do guys normally watch Love Island? I just feel like it's such a great show.
it's so
It's so
entertaining.
good.
Cody Co watches Love Island.
Okay, Cody
That's
Co
how I
does watch
found
Love
it.
Island.
That's how I found it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I heard about it from Cody Co. I could be wrong. I don't remember. Probably was though. I think I don't know. It's a funny show. It's really stupid.
It's so
but
good.
It's so funny.
It's
if you
so
haven't seen it.
stupid.
Anyways, I want to talk about the LA trip I went on recently because, dude, there's been some like crazy comments in that video, and there's like a lot of stuff I kind of want to clear up. I think I'm gonna make a specific video for it, but like, okay, so if you didn't see the LA video, it's my most recent video on my main channel, and basically I had an existential crisis, so I flew across the country to LA. And then just met a bunch of strangers. I really had no plan, and we just like, just met all these people. We just did a lot of fun things and just try to like go out of our way to like meet as many people as I possibly could, and then just do as many interesting things in LA as I possibly could. That didn't cost a lot of money because I don't have a lot of money. So we kept it cheap, but it was really fun.
Should have hit up Ghost.
I should have hit Ghost.
Those could be your sugar daddy, dude.
Dude, where does he live? Can
He
we
can
find
be all
him?
of our sugar daddies.
Every time we hit the ice cream truck, we just run out. Ghost.
Ghost, are you here? Ghost. You say his name 3 times and
He
he'll
shows
appear.
I'm not sure he even exists, honestly.
Honestly,
Well,
Maybe
no.
we just stole that ice cream.
He did die in MW2. That did happen.
Spoilers, dude. God.
Okay, yep.
So I went to LA. It was a really fun trip, and I got all this nice footage and just like had a really good time with all these strangers. And then this happens on a couple of my videos where most of the comments are really positive, but I get some of these comments that are like, "Wow, this video made me really sad and realize I hate my life," and that's like the last thing that I want to make anyone feel. I'm not trying to like brag about my life or be like, haha, look at, I'm so happy, but like I just put the good moments and memories, obviously, because
It's like a time capsule.
yeah, it's like a time capsule for myself. And like, I mean, I just make it all nice and like try to be creative with it and whatever. I mean, my goal is to inspire people mainly to think outside the box. Like, you don't need a lot in life to be happy. All you just need is some other people, and just like go out and do stupid things. Like that's what the message I want to put out on my channel. Not the message like, oh, like you're poor and you're stupid and my life is great and your life sucks, because my life is not always super perfect. And I feel like it's a weird thing that like, I don't know, people see some of my videos and they think that because I'm putting most of the positive moments in my life, but they're all edited nicely. And
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's never like that. And I don't think anyone on social media is really like that.
It's
I
just a
don't
very
think,
small look into
The grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
you just see the good, and you compare all of your bad and like everything in your life to just those good moments, because
Yeah.
you can't see everything else.
I don't want people to compare their lives to mine. I want people to go out and
do their own thing.
do their own thing. That's it. That's literally it. And it's like anyone could do any of the stuff we're doing. I mean, I was living with Nair, and like all my videos, like I didn't spend like any money on most of my videos. We would just come up with really cheap, dumb ideas to do. And I'm like, anyone could do that. You just need to find some people with similar outlooks, which sometimes I guess that could be hard. Sometimes people's situations obviously could be, harder than one another, but it's like, you really got to like put yourself out there if you really want to, be happy and stuff. But again, I'm not happy all the time.
Yeah.
Some days though, I don't even do anything. I'll sit and play video games all day and hang out and just like, like watch Love Island and eat Zaxby's.
Yeah.
It's like
But it's
not
still fun.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
a
still
good
fun.
time.
Like we play a lot of video games. We just hang out. Like that's cool. And then other days like let's go do something crazy. It's like a balance. And like I mean,
you can't have too much of either.
yeah, and it's just like happiness is a weird thing where it's like you can never have constant happiness. Some days I just wake up and I'm just like, I'm not in a great mood. I don't want to do anything, and I won't pull out my camera, and I won't want to go film something, and that's totally understandable. Everyone's human. People have those days, and I think social media has been this weird, like, it's kind of toxic for some people because everyone compares their life to all these other, influencers or whatever, these
Social
media influencers that are always happy, but I don't think
never
it's
the
like that for
case.
anyone. It's not
Yeah.
like that for anyone. Like, I mean, I've met other people, and it's just like that are doing similar things that I'm doing, and it's like, I don't know. You always hear stories. People put on a face sometimes. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. It's not real.
Mhm.
It's like I think people just need to realize that
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, live your life, dude. Like, try your best to make your life happy. You don't need to compare yourself and what makes you happy to others. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, here's even another thing. It's like, maybe me doing these adventures and shit, this makes me really happy, right? But for someone else, maybe that doesn't make them happy at all. So they don't have to like that. Like, there's no specific way of living your life. You could live your life how you want to live it, but I guess you should realize what makes you happy, and I guess you should, push yourself to like try to make yourself happy. Because I don't think you just sit there and happiness isn't gonna like punch you in the face. You really gotta try.
You just gotta, you gotta do what you want to do, and seek uncomfortable.
Seek uncomfortable.
Seek uncomfortable.
That was another annoying thing on the video. I don't know if that whole rant made sense. It was a really long rant.
No, it makes sense.
Here's the thing.
That was another thing on the video. I made this joke where I'm like, remember guys, seek uncomfortable, which is Yes Theory's slogan, obviously.
Seek discomfort.
Yo, what's that on your
There's just
shirt?
seek discomfort. Their slogan is seek discomfort, and I made the joke. I was like, seek uncomfortable, and a lot of people, I guess I just went over a lot of people's heads.
R//whoosh.
They're like, that's Yes Theory's slogan. Stop trying to steal their slogan. And I was like, okay, man.
It was really funny looking at the comment
comments-
section because there's
oh,
like
they
people would
sent me.
say that, and like other people would respond and be like, "That is the joke. Like that was
That
the
is the
intention."
Yeah.
I feel like that's like every Twitter thread I ever read. Like someone says something and then someone gets really mad and then some guy's like, "Bro,
People
it
are
was
just
just a
too-
joke."
jokes.
And the
People
guy's
are
like, "Oh my
too
bad."
eager to be like angry about something.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's just
It's great when someone else
Chill.
defends you on your own, like.
Right.
comment
That's a
or
great
something.
feeling.
Yeah. 'Cause then you know that you're just not an idiot. Like the
Yeah.
person that sent the comment was an idiot.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty blatant joke. Like, we were all
Yeah.
laughing about it, and my friend's like, oh, wow, never heard that one before. Like, it was pretty blatant, I feel like. But, I guess I went over a lot of people's heads, which, it's fine.
It
It's whatever.
happens.
It's not a big deal, but it was just like that. Kept getting those comments over and over again. I was like, okay, this is starting to get a little annoying. So I had to, like, post about it in the top, the pinned comments. Like, hey, I know this was a joke. The funny part is I met Yes Theory the same day. That's the crazy part of the whole thing.
I know. It's fine. It's just now we know your IQ is probably just a little lower than ours. Just a bit.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that.
That was a joke. It was a joke. I repeat, it was a joke.
I would say it's probably people that maybe stumbled upon that video not knowing me and knowing my sarcasm
Mm-hmm.
and my sense of humor, so they probably just like.
It could have
oh.
been like a very dry like response to like being like, "Oh, that's yes," like almost trying to be sarcastic, but it just like didn't
Sometimes-
hit the mark, you know.
Sometimes I'm like, I can tell. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
does this person know that I'm joking? And they're trying to joke with me. It's like
Right.
third tier of joking, like where it's like kind of hard to understand whether or not. So you know how it is. The LA trip though was fucking crazy. It was a really good time.
It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I did a big meetup. Okay, I'm gonna expose myself here. When I was in California, I don't know. I think I told you the story. Yeah. So I took edibles.
Mhm.
I am decently against drinking and smoking. Like I don't do it like a crazy amount, but I do it every once in a while. Usually to celebrate. Usually when we're celebrating something, I'll drink or whatever. But So I took an edible, California, and this was the worst experience of my life and made me quit, smoking forever. Not that I smoke a lot, but it was such a bad experience that I'm scared of weed, like, actually. So we were, in California. We got this Airbnb and we bought some edibles at a dispensary. It's legal in California, so that's fine. I just never realized how strong California's drugs are, man. Why do they do this to themselves? So
looking for a good time.
There were these 5 milligram Sour Patch like gummies. They were so good. Maybe that's why I kept eating them. I don't know. I had 5, which is 25 milligrams, which is in Georgia, honestly, not that much. I feel like, but like not that I've done them in Georgia because it's legal. I'm just saying, like, from what I heard.
Yeah, from what
what the kids in school are saying.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Allegedly. Georgia weed is not as strong as California weed, but we wouldn't know.
I took like 5, and then my friends that I was with took a couple. Some of them, not everyone did them, but a couple, like two of my friends did. One ended up throwing up the entire night, like, and then my other friend was like, "Is this real?" Like, and they started freaking out and was like, "This isn't real. This isn't real." And they went and laid down, and then I was sitting on the couch having a really bad panic attack. We all reacted in different ways, but I was having a panic attack on the couch because I was like, I ruined the night, you know what I mean? Because I bought these, so I thought like I fucked up the night and I felt bad. And my friend that wasn't high, I kept having him check on my friends. I was like, please make sure they're okay, because I couldn't walk. My body was shaking for 2 hours straight and I couldn't stop it. Like, this was such a bad experience. And then every negative possible, I'm usually a pretty positive person, but like all these negative thoughts, like every bad thought, like, oh, you're going to hell. Like, that one kept reappearing in my head, and I'm not even religious. And so, like, that's kind of weird, right? So it freaked me out, like, to the point where I was just like, again, maybe, I don't know if that was with my shaking. And luckily, my friend who didn't do anything, he was there to help me through it. Shout out to my friend Jake. He's a homie. He's, like, the best dude. He was making sure I was okay and, like, actually talking to me, and that's the only reason why I was okay. And I was looking up on my phone, like, how do I get on high and shit? Like, trying
how to uninstall the weed.
I was like, what do I do? So I was just, like, drink water. I was, like, chugging water and just, like, eventually, I started to come down. I went to sleep. But here's the crazy part about everything. The next morning, I was doing this, like, fan meetup type deal. You know what I mean? Like, this is so sketchy because I woke up the next morning fucking blazed, just so high. And I was like, I have to do a meetup in, like, 6 hours. And, like, I feel slightly less high because I'm not freaking out, but I'm definitely, like, at a high point. And I'm like, this sucks. I was so anxious because I definitely don't like meeting new people while I'm high, because I would just super anxious person in that case, because I always feel like, oh, I'm acting weird because I'm high. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, so the meetup was happening, and right beforehand I was feeling a lot better, but I was still a little high. So when everyone got there, and I was meeting people, it was actually really cool. Besides, like, one awkward handshake, it was really dope. Everyone was super nice, but then I was, like, talking to them. I was like, guys, do you guys, like, do edibles and stuff? And most of them were like, yeah, like, every once in a while, not a lot. And I was like, okay, well, then I feel like I could tell you this. I took an edible yesterday. I'm so really high. Like, I'm so sorry if I acting weird. But everyone's like, no, dude, you're fine. Like, I wouldn't have expected a thing. So I was like, I know. I was probably just in my own head. But I was a little nervous. But the rest of the meetup was fine. And it was crazy. And then we went to this, like house party afterwards. And it was a punk show. And, I mean, that shit was really funny. Because, like... The audience I brought, or the people that were with me, definitely don't listen to that type of music. Like, super punky music. Everyone's, like, dressed in colors and, like, like, happy vibes. And we got there and everyone's wearing, like, black leather, like, just, like, they're all just, like, high and, like, drunk and just, like, fucked up beyond belief. And we're, like, all sober, and there's, like, 12 of us, like, and we go into this huge party. And we're in this small living room, probably smaller than our living room. It's just the band playing, like, super punkish music, and my friend was a singer, so that's why we were there. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's all mosh. So a lot of us jumped in the mosh pit, and we were going super hard, and we were just moshing with a bunch of people who were really fucked up, and it was the greatest experience, like, of my life. Like, it was so much fun. And then, yeah, the rest of the LA trip was pretty cool. I met Yes Theory, which because the people keep comparing me to Yes Theory, which is fine. I don't watch Yes Theory, so I don't really know Yes Theory. I think it's a little annoying when people completely compare me to Yes Theory or say I'm copying Yes Theory, because I literally have watched like 1 or 2 of their videos, and I'm just like, I want to be my own person. I don't want to be someone else. I know I'm wearing a Yes Theory merch, but they gave me it, and it's really comfy, okay? And they were, the one dude I met was really nice. I didn't meet all of them. I met the dude named Omar, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
He's
really
cool.
watch them, so I don't know.
Again,
I've
I've
seen a
only
few
seen
videos.
2 of their videos, and that's it. And I don't really want to watch them because I don't want my content. I don't want to like subconsciously take ideas from them. And I guess they have somewhat similar ideas, just like outlandish, weird ideas.
Yeah.
So, like I just don't want to subconsciously steal.
They
those.
do like weird stuff where they'll like go to a foreign country and try to survive just like based off the kindness of strangers, like for their food and like a place to stay and stuff like that. So it's like similar ideas, like but not like very different, you know. It's
On a
not
larger
like
scale.
yeah, they have like a
I mean, they got a budget,
huge
and they got
budget
a
for
huge
stuff
team.
like yeah, like full like it's like kind of almost like a TV series. It feels like just because the production, but it's very different vibes. So like I don't understand why people are comparing the 2 at all. Like it doesn't, because I've seen like probably like 5 to like 7 of their videos.
I think.
And they don't really seem similar to me.
It's not. I don't know.
It's just you did a video with a stranger, and they've done some videos with strangers. You're like stranger.
Hello, stranger.
Any strangers?
Danger.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
wait, fuck, we have to rebrand again. We can't use that word.
Shit. No. So at the meetup, there was 2 people that came to the meetup who work for Yes Theory. They were like some of my favorite people I met. They were so cool. Like, I mean, everyone I met was really awesome, but they were really dope. And they like were like, let me show you around like LA. Let me get you into the Yes Theory office. So we took a trip into the Yes Theory office, and I was like, what the hell? I'm in the Yes Theory office. This is kind of cool. I wish I watched their videos so I could be like fanboying. But even meeting Omar, I was like, what do I say to him? I don't want to be like, your videos inspire me so much, because I don't watch his videos. So I walked up and I was like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Aiden. I make YouTube videos. I've been compared to you guys a lot. That's pretty interesting. Love for you to watch something sometime. But then I was like, now it feels like I'm self-advertising, which is not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what else to say to him. Because I wasn't trying to be a fanboy over someone that I'm not a fan of. And I wasn't, I don't know. I just felt weird being in the office and meeting him and just like, I probably shouldn't be here. I'm sorry.
What was like his reaction to you saying that?
He was like, yeah, check it out. And I
you
was
know
like,
if he ever
thanks.
did?
I mean, probably not.
Right.
He's doing shit with they're doing shit with like Will Smith. They don't care about me, small little YouTuber guy over here that.
Nah, they probably checked it out. Maybe.
Well, my friend that works for Yesterday says he showed one of my videos, and he really liked it. So I don't know which one, and I don't know which guy, but that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, that'd be really dope just to get their opinion. But I mean, that's really it. I mean, it was interesting. I did post a picture on Instagram of the Yesterday house of the office that we were in, and like everyone started freaking out. They're like, he's collabing with Yesterday. Like, no, I would totally do it, but like also I don't know if they'd ever want to collab with me. I don't know, not Will Smith. So.
And you're really ugly, dude. Like, no, my
messed
God.
up.
It's like their personal branding of like the seek discomfort is such like a wide blanket that like so much falls under that, you know, like, and so many people live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're just trying to kind of advertise it to more
I mean,
people.
it's cool. I like the message for sure.
Yeah. I think the message aligns with you, but like the videos are
The
very different.
style and like, you know.
Well, this is what I was talking to the guys who worked for them, and I was asking them, I was like, why do you think people compare me so much, like, to them? And because I don't watch the videos, so I didn't know. He's like, well, very similar message. They're, you know, doing stuff out of their comfort zone. They're meeting people and just trying to live life to the fullest. And I guess I was like, yeah, I guess that's my message. Like, hey, go out and live. Just do whatever you want. Like, go have fun. Life's short. So I guess that's a very similar message. But I mean, I don't think our styles are.
It's not.
No,
It's
it's
very different.
I think mine's very personal to me and just my thoughts and, you know, based around that whole, like, thing. I don't know. And just, like, my experiences with my friends and, you know, growing up and speaking, like, you know, talking about my feelings and shit like that. I don't know. I don't know if their stuff is like that, but I think it's more documentary type style.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I've seen like 5 of their videos.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I can't.
The ones I've seen though, they were cool. They were interesting.
I'm not talking shit on Yesterday. I just
Just
Yeah.
haven't like watched any of their stuff.
I did
really.
have someone DM me though, and they're like, "You're obviously a Yes Theory fan," and like asked me this question. I was like, "Oh yeah, I actually don't watch Yes." They're like, "So do you watch Yes Theory?" I was like, "No, I don't," and they unfollowed me. I was like, "Okay, well."
Damn.
Yes, there
It's kind of
stands
rude.
are.
And they blocked me. I was like, "What the hell, dude?"
Yo, we
Like-
love Yes.
We love Yes Theory. We love Yes Theory.
Like again, they're cool.
Yeah, no, they're super chill.
I just, that's my opinion.
They
on
do
it.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
But
Again, I don't like being compared to
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
other people constantly and like feel like people are like, oh, you're stealing their brand, and I'm like, no, I've always been like this. My entire channel, like for the past 4 years, I've always pretty much have had the same message. I don't think it's really changed much.
Yeah.
I think you're a lot like Lele Pons. It's so much like
You know,
Lele
Very
Pons.
like Lily Pond.
I was
I-
really about to jump on the ground and just flail, but I decided not to.
I personally get compared to Chris Hemsworth a lot, so I get where the annoyance comes from.
I don't know if I see it.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
Loki.
I feel like you look Danny DeVito.
I thought he was Will Smith.
I am 0.8% African.
Yeah, dude, definitely Will Smith.
Damn. But yeah, no, that was mainly the LA trip. The rest of the trip was really fun. We got to some cool places. I skateboarded with a bunch of my friends, and just a fun trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna bring up something, but I totally forgot what it was.
I don't know.
Let me see my notes.
Wow. Looking at his notes mid-podcast. So unprofessional.
Amateur.
Okay.
It was this amateur hour at
What
the
is-
YMCA, dude.
Oh, I wanted
What
to
is
talk
this, your
about.
6th podcast.
I wanted to talk about dreams because I want to talk about the dream I had last night because I had the weirdest dream. What was the one I told you the other night? Because that was another weird one that I had. Wait, I wrote it down on my phone. Oh, I didn't tell you guys this one, but you guys were in my dream. It's really funny what happened to you guys.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, you did tell me
Okay,
about this one.
So
Yeah.
I was in a grocery store, right? And no one spoke English. And I was hanging out with
That
you
sounds
guys.
like Florida. I think this might have actually happened.
No one spoke English, and this guy at the counter like brought me to like he was like waving me to him, and it was like a deli counter, and he was handing me meat, and I was like, no, I don't want it. He's like, you take it, and I was like, no. And then all of a sudden, all these cops show up out of nowhere, and they were like pointing their guns at me. And I was like, bro, what is happening? I don't speak this language. What are you guys speaking? And so, like, all of a sudden, a song comes on the speaker, and the cops start dancing. They just start going really hard. And so I'm like, okay, this is my chance. I got to go. So I started sprinting full speed out of the grocery store, me and Braden, actually. And my shoes fell off. And I was like, damn it, I lost my shoes. But I'm sprinting, and I get in the car. Me and Braden get in the car, and we start driving away. And then the camera switches back to you two, and you guys are just getting shot.
Oh, wow.
And then I remember in the dream I felt so bad. I was like, I can't believe I lost my friends. And then I was like, also my shoes. I lost my shoes. I was like, I really want my shoes right now.
Friends, shoes. Friends, shoes. Dude, maybe somebody hit the cops with a boogie bomb.
I thought this was gonna go in a different direction when your like shoes got left behind. I thought this was gonna be like that fairy tale. Like which one is it? The
Cinderella?
where she like loses her glass slippers. And like
No, it
someone's
really
gonna
did.
whiten at you and just like
Nah, you just got
I
shot.
found your Vans.
You guys,
We
you
just
guys just got fucked up. You just,
Wow.
I think you were just still a little bitter that we beat you in Mario Party.
Yeah, we definitely
That
did.
must-
Oh my
must have
god.
must have been what happened. Yeah, and then last night I had a really weird dream. This shit was so weird. So I was okay. I don't remember the beginning part of the dream. All I remember is my sister was diagnosed with some sickness, and they had to transfer her body to something else. So they transferred her consciousness to a washing machine. Right? This is a weird dream. So she's a washing machine. And she's
Wait,
talking.
wait. Like a dishwasher?
No, not a dishwasher. Like a clothing washing
okay,
machine.
okay.
And
God
I'm
damn
talking
it.
to her because she could speak through it or whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna die. Like I have cancer. And I was like, no.
The washing machine?
Yeah. So dude, in this dream, I had the biggest emotions towards this washing machine, and I'm hugging it like, Alana, I love you. Like, I hope I've been the best brother to you, and I hope I never made you sad. And I was just going off. And I remember in the dream, I was so fucking sad. Like, I was so sad. And then she died, and I was just sobbing my eyes out. like holding on to this washing machine.
Someone unplugged the washing machine, dude. That's fucked up.
Dude, then I woke up and I was really sad though. I was like, what the hell, dude?
I've
Because I
had
felt
those
like my
dreams.
sister actually got hurt or something.
Your mom got transformed into
No
a washing machine?
Well, no. I've had dreams where like my brother has like died, or like the one I like can remember specifically. We were on an airplane, and then like. Also, my grandma's golden retriever was sitting next to us on this airplane, which I should have like known right away this was a dream. But like we like take off and we hit like a telephone pole or something, and the wing just gets cut off the plane.
Oh my god.
And just like we're in like a city, like in like a parking lot, just taking off, and then all of a sudden we get over this hill and there's just the ocean. Like we're in the middle of the ocean, and it like lands, and my brother is just like suffocating, like he's like hitting his chest, like trying to breathe for whatever reason. He thought that would help. And I like am just like passed out, and I just hear him like struggling, and like I woke up and I texted him. I was like, "Hey man, I hope you're okay. I love you." Like I
You
felt so
texted him
upset.
while he was
He was at
drowning?
school. Well, no, like we woke up.
Oh, I thought you meant
I wasn't like
in
in the dream like, "Hope you're okay." Like,
I think
you good,
Yeah,
bro?
I've had dreams like that.
the only dream I can like vividly remember, I had this when I was like 7. I say everything happened when I was 7. We're gonna go with it though. I was like at a Halloween party with like a bunch of my family members, and then this like girl I had a crush on at the time. And like I just remember like me and the girl were like under the floorboards, but like okay, hold on. I was
Like buried, like
no, there's like
Inglourious Bastards kind of.
yeah. So
Okay, I see.
and I was like looking at the house, like think like Terraria view, right?
Okay.
But 3D.
So Minecraft.
So Minecraft.
but Terraria. Okay.
Okay,
Wait, the
Terraria
graphics of
graphics.
Terraria?
No, it was like not mine. Okay, it was like 3D, but it was like a house like cut in half.
Okay.
And you like
okay.
see it that way.
I see.
So we're under the floorboards. Everyone's having like a Halloween party, like dressed up. I remember my dad was dressed up like the Cheeto, like literally the Cheeto Man, but like it wasn't
Chester?
like yeah, but it wasn't like a costume. Like it was like literally it was like the animated like Cheeto guy, except my dad's face was coming out of his mouth.
Oh my god.
And I remember everyone just vibing, and like me and this girl are chilling under the floorboards, and then zombies came out of the ground, came in, and like murked everyone except me and this girlfriend escaped through like this tiny door into like a subway, and we were like running down the tracks, like running from like everybody at the party who turned into zombies. And then I remember, my dad, Chester the Cheeto Man, caught up with me and like was about to murk my ass, and I just woke up and I was like, what the fuck? And that's the only dream I can remember.
That's amazing.
But I will
Chester
never
Cheeto.
forget the image. I will never forget the image of my dad as Chester,
That's a
the
weird
Cheeto
dream.
Man.
That's scuffed, dude. I need to like when I wake up, just like sit there for a second and like process my dream and like write it down.
That's what I've
That's
been
what I
doing
wanna start
now.
doing.
The second I like move, I like forget it basically.
Dude, yeah, well, that's what I woke up at like 3 a.m. and wrote down the washing machine one.
Yeah.
I just wrote down a couple words because I
Yeah.
remember it with a couple words.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I will totally forget it. But
Yeah, I recently had a dream, and I wish I remember more of it. I wish I had like written it down. But it was basically like I'm driving on the interstate, and these two 18-wheelers in front of me, and then for some reason they just both at the same time just kind of like lose. They're not. Well,
They lose control?
they lose control, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. I forgot the word I was looking for. But yeah, they just hit each other and they crashed, and then they like exploded, and then like I like stopped in time, so I was safe. But then I don't really remember much, but I remember like I was one of the only ones who had information on it. So like the cops and like the news stations were like asking me about it. But, like I didn't really have any information, so I was just kind of like, I don't know. And that's all I remember.
And then Chester the Cheeto guy shows up.
Dude, dreams are crazy. I feel like I have a dream every night now.
Yeah.
Like my mind is just like I don't know if it's maybe it's just stress because I'm like new apartment, new place, and
Mhm.
like I have to like get like this is like I don't know, the whole YouTube stuff is a little stressful because now it's like my job and it's like
Mhm.
rent's more expensive and I'm not making any money off YouTube, and I think there's like a weird subconscious stress that are just giving me these crazy fucking stress dreams like every night I've been here.
Mm.
I don't, that's a theory. That's a game theory there.
It's a game theory.
Donate to the Patreon.
Donate to the Patreon. Help support me.
So we have less stress.
Less stress. So I can afford to make videos, honestly.
Did y'all guys hear a shameless plug? That was crazy.
Just have the Patreon thing like come across the screen.
Do like a Eric Andre like at a tennis ball like holding like the side.
Oh well, now here's the craziest part. Oh, the coolest part is now that we kind of have a team going, we're gonna be uploading to Patreon more and like doing bits strictly for the Patreon. So there's gonna be actually more like content on there, which is. I know I'm shamelessly plugging my Patreon, but like that's the only reason why I could actually make videos right now or any like do the things that I'm doing is because Patreon, because YouTube doesn't pay me. You know it's crazy. Like during the month of November and December, I should have made about $20,000 to $30,000 on YouTube. I made like 200, which I mean I can't complain. 200 is 200, but 20,000 is 20,000. You know what I mean? Like a big difference.
Yeah.
And having that money at one of the cameras just stopped recording.
Hold on. Hold.
Hold for camera.
Yeah, this just died.
It died?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just keep...
Do you see other angles? Actually, let me double check this before I start. Okay, we got like 14 minutes. So
Okay.
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up in a sec. What was I saying?
Patreon content like oh yeah, you should have got like $20,000.
Oh yeah, I should have made like $20,000, and then I made 200. But having that would be nice. Not that I'm like, money's the most important thing, but it would definitely be a lot less stress on me and more of I could do a lot more content and not have to stress about paying for it and then also paying rent, which it would be nice because this place is a little more expensive than my last place. Actually, like double the amount of money than my last place is. Because Georgia's really cheap, and our apartment was really cheap, and it was kind of in the ghetto, but it was really cheap. So.
Hey,
they know something about that.
Lived in the ghetto for a little bit. Got my bike stolen.
Don't get me wrong, I'm making enough money right now to pay rent, and with the merch and the Patreon, which is really dope. But eventually, I want to start, paying these guys and getting a team together so we could, start uploading more and start doing more things. Which would be really cool.
But this is a good segue into future plans.
Future plans.
Wow.
Future plans.
Da, da,
Yo, my main goal right now, like for this year, is to have a really good year. But like I want to hit like 1 million subscribers on YouTube because that's like a dream of mine since I've been like 10. And that shit would be crazy. I mean, even hitting 10,000 subscribers when I first hit it, that was like the craziest feeling ever. But like hitting 1 million, like I don't even know how to react. Like that's so many fucking people. Like that's so insane. But like that's the goal for this year. Hopefully pump out more videos. Hopefully, just have a crazy fun year and meet more people and shit. So.
I think we're off to a good start.
I think we are too.
New apartment. Pretty cool roommates. Outside of Chase, he kind of sucks.
It smells so bad,
dude. Awful.
Okay.
But like. I don't know.
Take it back.
We got a list of a bunch of ideas we're gonna be shooting and working towards, and I'm really excited for the future. I'm a little nervous, obviously. I'm a little anxious about it, but like once we get going more, I think the anxiety will go away a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Like I'm really excited for the future. I think everything's gonna work out, hopefully, and like.
Maybe you can like replace Chase too because he smells so bad.
Okay.
So bad.
Like I think once that happens, I think we'll be good to go.
I didn't sign up for this.
I'm jealous, Chase.
I think they're jealous that we have the cool side of the apartment.
Yeah, we have the cool
Honestly,
side.
Matt's sticking up for me, dude.
That's how the apartment smells
It
really
smells
That's because
bad.
Aiden keeps using our bathroom. That's the reason, dude.
Okay, that's
He
fair.
smells terrible.
What the hell? Come on, Brayden, you're supposed to be on my side. We have this side of the bed.
Okay, but
We share beds. We are on a bunk bed.
We'll
Okay.
adopt you to the cool side if you.
okay, the
make fun
bottom
of-
bunk smells
Fine,
like
I'll
shit.
take my own room. Take them. I'll take my own room.
You share my bed.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, Brayden, I see how it is. I thought we were friends.
Oh, I'm just saying, dude, the bottom bunk kind of smells terrible.
Okay, well,
Kind of smells really simpy down
Top
there.
bunk is way worse. Okay.
Yoga stretching and farting down there.
No one's gonna get that, but it's funny for us.
Oh, we have so many stories, dude. So many funny bits.
It's crazy how much has
Already.
happened. I mean, it hasn't even been a week yet.
No,
Yeah, it
a
hasn't
week
even-
today is when we moved in.
Really? Was
Wait,
it
is
last
it-
week Thursday?
Oh no, it's today's.
It's today's Saturday.
Well, yesterday
today's
was Saturday.
Oh, we did move
Well,
in on
technically
Saturday.
yesterday, yeah.
Yeah,
It was late Saturday.
we're
yeah.
recording
So,
this
yeah,
at
it's
like
been about a
4
week.
a.m. for anyone who cares.
It's
Oh my
4 in the
gosh.
morning.
Yo.
Jesus, we should probably.
Yo,
It feels like it's been a
Parasite?
while, but it also feels like it's flown by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so
It is really weird.
Mhm.
Now I'm thinking about it.
It
It's
feels like we've lived here for a while, and like it feels like we've all been roommates for a long time. But it's also like, wow, it's been like 5, 6, 7 days.
Yeah, it really hasn't been long, but it's cool. Anyways,
Mhm.
I think we should probably wrap it up because it's been over an hour of recording.
A little bit.
So yeah, thanks for watching the first Hello Stranger podcast. I like where this is going, and I appreciate you watching. If
The
you
camera's
listened,
out.
oh, the camera. If you've listened all the way through, comment something because comment like poop or something.
Don't comment poop.
Pee pee poo poo.
Pee pee poo poo.
Yeah, pee pee poo poo.
Oh yeah, comment pee pee poo poo if you made it through the entire podcast because I don't know if anyone actually will. I always feel like no one really ever does make it through.
I don't know.
If you do,
with
be the
podcasts,
real
I just
homie.
keep going, you know.
I mean, I do too, but it almost feels like, oh, no one's listening to my podcasts. Well, then again, last time I asked for people to comment, there was actually a decent amount of people that commented, which is really cool. So if you watch the whole thing, I love you. I want to kiss you on the lips.
And if you
With
didn't,
consent.
we're
With
gonna
consent.
punch you in
Consent is cool.
Consent.
consent.
Anyways, that's it.
Oh wait. If you're like a Patreon person, you should like leave some questions on like the Patreon or something, and
yeah.
then like we can answer them sometime.
Yeah.
That might be cool. I don't know.
Patreon people, go ask us some questions, and we'll answer your questions. And we'll have probably an extra 30 minutes that is dedicated
Stop
to the
looking,
patrons.
The camera's not on.
Keep
Look at
looking
that
the
camera.
wrong camera. Fuck. But then like the audio is gonna like not be as grid.
Do
Grid?
this.
What do you mean
Do
grid?
Because I'm.
Put your mouth that way.
Okay. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's it. That's been today's podcast, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Give me a beat. Okay. Off beat.
Just roll with it.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. This is the outro song. You guys are so off beat. Okay, end it. Got it.
We'll work on it.